Yeah, today might be a great day to show people around the Y. Let's go ahead and get on in. Yeah, I must have forgot my phone. Well, I guess I'll just have to use my Tesla key. Oh, isn't that handy? Alright, let's get ready. I'm looking forward to talking to people today. Oh, that's right, I forgot my phone. Oh, but isn't that handy? I have my Tesla key, and I just lay it right there and everything works fine. Yeah, these aren't nearly as hard to use as you might think. In fact, folks, you would be shocked at how simple a Tesla is to get in and drive with absolutely no training. Why don't you join me while I talk about it? Hey, welcome back on this beautiful Sunday. I am just happy to have everyone joining me, and I hope you've been enjoying your time with me, folks. I just can't tell you how much fun I've been having. I started doing this because I wanted to, learn what it takes to be a YouTuber, right? To learn editing, filming, and I have something I wanted to share with everybody, my Tesla Model Y. Seems like a popular car, and so, you know what, I thought I'd throw it up and at the same time learn and have fun. So why don't you join me on this journey as I not only share full self-driving, road trips, my reviews of this car, and hopefully other cars if I can get them, but also my journey as I learn how to YouTube, right? As I learn how to edit. My videos just hopefully keep improving, and if you like what you see, please subscribe and watch and grow with me, because all I can do is get better, I hope. So with that, let's get started. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I thought we could have a wonderful time talking about my Tesla Model Y performance. So I'm going to do a run through of it with you. Now, there are tons of reviews of this car on YouTube. I am not the first, I am not going to be the last, and I would send you to a place like Out of Spec Studios. That is an amazing YouTube channel, and they have awesome reviews. Highly recommend Out of Spec Studios. I'd also recommend you to Inside EVs, another amazing blog, YouTube channel. They're on Twitter. So check those channels out if you want more in-depth coverage, because this car has been covered a ton. But what I want to do is walk you through it like you were a new owner. So you just took possession of your Model Y at your local Tesla service center, and you're getting ready to start your day. And how does that look, and what does it entail? Well, that's what I'm going to walk you through. My philosophy behind this channel is to have fun, to try and make this learning easy. And I have two older parents. My mom is 69, the sexiest age, and my dad's 73. And so when I make these videos, I like to think about how they would receive them and some of the fears and thoughts that they have around electric vehicles. And so I'm really trying to gear that towards a crowd that maybe doesn't have the background, and so they can share and watch this channel and learn and grow and hopefully find it approachable. So again, if you find this interesting, please share it with the people that are considering buying an electric vehicle and might be, have a little trepidation about what all it entails. So here we go. What did I use to get in? Well, I used my Tesla key card. This is something everybody gets when they purchase their Tesla, and it's one of the ways that you can access your vehicle and start it and drive it. Now, most people will use their cell phone as their key. But again, I want to take this in an approachable manner. Imagine if you're an older person and you're maybe not as comfortable with cell phone technology, or you don't use Bluetooth all the time, which is a communication protocol that your cell phone utilizes and the car to communicate. Maybe you don't want to leave that on all the time. So you can use your wonderful Tesla key card. In fact, I always keep this in my wallet just in case I lose my phone, because I don't want to get stranded somewhere. So again, handy feature to have. You can see I just have to place the card on the B pillar, and the screen will prompt me. I can read it through the window of the car, and it'll tell me what to do. And then when I get in, I simply lay the key card down on the console, and the car recognizes that it's me and it's ready to go. So with that, we've started our car, we've got inside. Why don't we go through the settings on the screen, and once we've covered those, we'll go outside, we'll do a walk around, we'll talk about some of the features, and then we'll pop open the doors and take a look at the interior. All right, let's get started. All right, so here we are looking at the main screen in your Tesla Model Y, or in my Tesla Model Y, I guess you could say. And this is what's going to greet you when you get into the car. Now, this is the only screen in the car. This is where you get all of the information you need. On the right-hand side, we have our navigation screen, and on the left-hand side, we have the car status. Now, if I'm going to set my car up for the first time and I sit down, we use my card to access it, my card to turn the car on. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the far left of the screen, and I'm going to click on this little car icon. And as you can see, our screen pops up, and this is all of the options that we have for our Model Y performance. Really, any Model Y. This is the UI that you're going to find in just about any Tesla. The Model X and the Model S, which are a little bit higher end vehicles, have slightly more functionality, so you'll have slightly more options there. So what greets us? Well, the first thing that we see is a quick control screen. Offers us a number of different options. Our screen brightness, which I leave on auto. We can set up our steering. So if we click steering, now it allows us to set how we want our steering to be set up. We can also set our mirrors by clicking that, and now it allows us to set how we want our mirrors to be for the left and the right hand side. We also have options for mirror auto fold, mirror auto dim, and mirror auto tilt. So if you put the car in reverse, the mirrors will automatically tilt towards the ground. Windshield wipers, child locks, fold mirrors, glove box control. Everything that you might need at a moment's notice is right here at this first screen. So we open that up and we familiarize ourselves. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to pedals and steering. This is where we're going to set our vehicle's profile. We have an option for sport or chill for acceleration. What does that do? It remaps the acceleration pedal, so when you're in chill mode, it feels much more like a standard ICE vehicle or internal combustion engine vehicle. Because when you depress the accelerator, you don't get an immediate torque response. It kind of ramps up slowly. You also have options for steering, sport, standard, or comfort. Typically, if I'm taking a road trip and I have the family or guests in the car, I like to keep it in chill and in comfort mode, because that lessens the amount of kind of whipsawing back and forth that your passengers might feel because of the acceleration. And then the steering just lightens up the steering wheel. It's not so heavy. And then lastly, you have your regenerative braking options. You have hold, roll, or creep, stopping modes. Creep is just like a ICE vehicle, an internal combustion engine vehicle again. So that means that it slowly creeps forward and you have to keep your foot on the brake just like you would in your regular gas car. Roll essentially is like a neutral. So the vehicle is more or less just rolling. So you still want to keep your foot on the brake when you're at a stop sign or a stoplight. And then lastly, hold means that when you come to a full stop, the car stops and holds there, and you don't need to keep your foot depressed on the brake pedal. So at a stop sign, when it's in hold, it will indicate, and you don't have to be standing on the brake waiting. It's a very, very nice feature. Something that also comes along with something that's known as one-pedal driving, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. You'll also notice we have options for off-road assist and slip start. So if we needed to, we can adjust traction control to optimize off-road performance. And if we're stuck in snow or mud and we want to disable some of the traction control features, we can use slip start. So you've opened up this menu. You've now set your driver preferences. We go into charging. Charging, nothing terribly scary here. We have an option to open our charge port. We can set our trip limits here with a slider bar, so how much battery we want our car to have in it. And I tell you, I leave my vehicle at about an 80% state of charge. And why do I do that? Well, Tesla recommends that you don't charge these up past about 90% or under, draw the battery down under about 10%, so that you can extend the life of the battery. Now you can fully discharge and fully charge these, but it's something that they don't recommend you do over and over and over again, and there's no need to. 80% is kind of a sweet spot, and that's where I like to leave this. You have an option to change your amount of current delivered to the car while charging, and you can also schedule when you want the car to charge. So if you have fees high usage fees on your grid and you get a discount for using power in the evening, you can set the car up so it charges only at night when power is cheaper. And that's how I have it set up. It will also display your last supercharge and how much you paid for that. So again, all of your information for charging will show up right here. You can also utilize the Tesla app on your cell phone, but that's a story for another day. Your Autopilot functionality. Autopilot comes standard on every Tesla, and then you pay extra to upgrade to full self-driving, which is what I did. But anyone will have a Autopilot functionality screen here, and you would set up things like, how do you want your standby mode to be? What do you want summon or visualizations to look like? And this might look slightly different. We'll do customize navigate on Autopilot for FSD cars, but for the average car, again, let me show you. You would come into your Autopilot, and if you want to customize Autopilot, which is the Tesla free ADAS and adaptive cruise control and lane centering, you would click that. And now it asks you, would I like it on at every trip or not? Yes, I want Autopilot on for every trip. How do you want to make speed-based lane changes? Now this is only an option if you upgrade, because standard Autopilot won't make automatic lane changes, but if you upgrade to enhanced Autopilot or full Autopilot, you can make changes for making lanes changes. Do you want to stay in the passing lane? Do you want lane change confirmation? All kinds of cool options, right? And then if we scroll down, here now we have our opportunities to set our offsets. So when I see a speed limit sign, I've instructed the car at a percentage to go 15% above. And again, why do I do that? It's to compensate for the calibration difference in actual speed versus shown speed, okay? Here we have our collision warning, automatic blind spot collision warning chimes. Again, highly safe car. You can get a warning if you're going over the speed limit if you want that. You have your forward collision settings. And then again, a green light traffic chime. This now comes standard on all Autopilot cars, so it will give you a little ding when the light turns green. Traffic aware cruise control chime just lets you know when it's engaged. Obstacle aware acceleration. Excellent feature. If you're sitting at a stoplight or if you're in stop and go traffic and you see somebody hustling up behind you and you're afraid they're about to rear end you, the car is also paying attention to that, and the car will scoot forward to avoid an imminent rear end impact. Awesome feature, and one that I think would make older drivers feel much more comfortable, especially in traffic jams. The car will actually get itself out of the way if it sees an oncoming collision, as best as possible, and everything's perfect. We have our locks. This is where we would set up our cell phones to be our keys. And as you can see, I've got my wife and myself and then my daughter's key set up. So this is where we would set up your phone as a key. You also have the opportunity to set child locks, both doors, or perhaps if your child only rides always on the left or the right, you can pick which one to have a child lock set to. Walk away door lock simply means that when I walk away from the car, it recognizes my cell phone has left or my credit card style key, and the door will lock the doors, or the car will lock the doors. And then when I put it in park, it will unlock the doors. Car left open notification. Doors and windows, if those are left open, I get a text on my phone, and I get little clicks when we lock. Again, very easy to set up. This is all customizable and quite quick to set up. Then we have our lights. Again, headlight options. I leave them on auto. Most people will. Your fog lights, your dome lights, on, off, or auto. I'm going to put them on auto. Ambient lights, you can check if they're on, and these other items. Next, we look at our display. We can set that up how we want it in English, our navigation for our voice, how we want our time. Here's another place where we can set how we want to display our battery. 193 miles or as a % state of charge. We could also tap up here on the screen and it will change. Temperature in Fahrenheit and tire pressure. Trips, this is where you're going to come to reset your odometer, to look at how much energy you've been using, and other information. Navigation, this is where you customize your navigation settings. Again, I've got my volume for the gal turned off. Automatic navigation, so it automatically routes me to home or work, and it will look at my calendar. So if it sees that my calendar has me going to the doctor's office at 3 p.m., when I come and get in the car at 2:45, it will recognize that on my calendar, and it will already have my doctor's office pre-loaded for the navigation. Online routing, reroute to save, this is all pretty standard to any navigation system. Safety, allow mobile access. This is how you can turn the car on and off. You can set a speed limit mode, so you can limit the car so it doesn't go above a certain speed limit. Here we can turn on our security, Sentry mode. This gives us access to all the cameras 360 degrees around the car, and also allows us real live views of what's going on our cell phone. We have a dash cam. We can set it so that it takes snapshots if we honk our horn, and that saves those in a spot that I'll show you in a moment. So very, very cool feature. And then we've got park assist chime. It asks you if you want to park. Joe mode means it makes the tone a little quieter. Security alarms. You can have a pin to drive, so if you are utilizing the car and maybe loaning it out to someone, or you're in a valet situation, you can set pin to drive so that you only have a pin and no one else can access the car. And then I have a glove box pin on as well, so that you have to have a personal identification number to open my glove box. And then lastly, you have cabin overheat protection. So if the car's cabin gets above 120 degrees, it will turn on and cool the car down. Tell me how many ICE cars have that feature, or where that feature is even legal. Service. Here's where we would look to see our tire pressures. We can check all 4 tire pressures real time. They display once you put the car in drive and begin going down the road. Owner's manual, quick way to check what's going on with your car. Car wash mode, this disables all the bits that automatically open, so when you're in the car wash, you don't all of a sudden see your charge port get ripped off. You can adjust headlights. I'd recommend you not do that, because if you do, you could get in the jackpot and have to have Tesla recalibrate them for you. Towing option, again, if you're needing to be towed or be put on a flatbed, that is an option that puts the car in neutral and allows you to tow it. Wheel configuration. This car has a staggered setup. What does that mean? That means it's using 255 wide tires in the front and 275 wide tires in the back. So here, if I wanted to put a square setup on the car, say 255s both on the front and back, I would change that there. Seat and steering calibration, reset, clear browser data. This is probably a good one if you're a single guy, right? So you probably want to have your buddies come and click that first if you happen to pass away. Clear my service, clear my browser data, bro. All right, last, you've got your software, and this is where we would go to see information about the car, what version we're on, what our navigation version on. If we want advanced or standard setup for our software, this just means that I want you to send me the latest and greatest thing before everybody else if possible. And then an opportunity here, we click data sharing. This is where you can opt in or opt out for privacy reasons if you want to share your information with Tesla. It is all entirely anonymous data, and they use it and collect it to continuously improve these cars. So that's why I allow them to have it. The cars literally talk to the home base. They ring in and they share information, especially the full self-driving cars. And then lastly, upgrades. Because this is a robot on wheels and it has software updates that come over the air, that means any updates that are software, right, any kind of computer stuff, they can send to me via Wi-Fi. So I don't even need to go into the service center to get upgrades. So oftentimes Tesla will roll out cool little features, and you can either pay a little extra to get them, or they're free, and again, that all comes over as a software update. We'll scroll that down. A couple other neat little features. If you are parked at a charger, hey, Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, all the good stuff, right? You can watch me on your new Tesla and learn some more information. Okay. So, folks, that was a quick run through of the screen. And the controls. As you can see, not very complicated. All right, hey, guess what? My camera got over hot. I'm gonna have to remember that. It's got about a 12-minute runtime before it gets too warm. I'll fix it in editing. So you join me again here. We're now outside of Amos, and we're gonna do a walk around to the car just to get an idea about what it looks like and kind of some of the features, and then I'll show you the inside. So join me now as we walk around Amos. So here we can see the front of the car. This is what's known as its frunk, and I will open that for you shortly. We've got matrix directional headlights. So these are the new fancy headlights that will kind of help you not blind other drivers when you're going down the road once they're software enabled. They are legal now in the United States, but they haven't been turned on yet. My Tesla has 21-inch Uber turbine rims. Those are factory rims, and then we're using Michelin Sport Pro 4s as its tires. Big upgraded disc brakes on all four corners. Again, it's a staggered setup, so they're 275s in the back, 255s in the front. Very little done to this as a way of modification. I added protection film to the headlights and fog lights on the front. And then I had the passenger and driver windows in the front tinted so it didn't look like a fishbowl. I added a couple little red valve stem caps, and then I also did the back with the film on the tail lights. Okay, you can see my student driver, and that is because it is a student driver. I want to warn people. I don't want to get rear-ended when the car is doing silly things. Automatic lift gate. Okay, folks, automatic lift gate. Now you're looking at the back storage area. Now, I told you I would look at this from a perspective of someone that owns one, so you can see what do I got. I got a little puck here in case I lose my tire and I need to jack it up. I carry an air compressor because these cars don't come with a spare tire. I got some wipes. I have my J1772 adapter to Tesla that I keep in the back. An umbrella. Here's my life straw. Again, you never know what might happen, and I want to be able to get access to clean water. Couple flashlights and rescue tools, and a few tools. Big storage well down there, folks. You can see lots of room to keep everything organized on this side. Same on this side. I got my volleyball, fire extinguisher, gloves. Why do I carry gloves? Because I absolutely hate people who don't coil up the cord when they're done, especially on the free charging. They just leave it laying on the ground for anybody to drive on and get ruined. Let's be responsible, folks. Let's take care of this great equipment we have. Fire extinguisher, binoculars, wireless speaker, karaoke mic. The car has a feature that allows you to play music on the screen, and then your guests can sing along. All right, what about other storage? Well, folks, look. This comes out, and we've got even more. Here I've got my totes for Safeway. I've got my blanket. I got a collapsible cooler. I got a table. Bags. Another blanket. And then various emergency supplies. Winter kit, ponchos, toilet paper is a must-have when you have all daughters. And then paper towels, just in case somebody chucks, right? So as you can see, folks, there is a ton of room in these vehicles. Very, very good for families. Why? Well, you can see why, man. I can get everything in here. And then guess what? Okay, my camera got hot again. So again, here we can see, right, more storage. And what do I typically carry with me? Well, I got my little duster. I got some rags. Pair of jumper cables. What do I have jumper cables for? Well, just in case somebody else needs help, right? And then a little solar powered battery pack for charging phones and a first aid kit, right? So again, tons and tons of space, folks. So let's close this all up. You can get an idea again what it looks like. So there it is, all covered up. All that stuff is stored. And then watch this, folks. Wow, now I've got all that room as well. Automatic fold down. You have to manually pick them back up, but they darn near fold flat. You can sleep back here. We have an air mattress that my daughter and my wife uses when they go to concerts. So let's close up the back. Again, power hatch down. Let's look at the back seat. So we're gonna fold the back seat back up here. I can get in easily. Very, very roomy, very comfortable. I am 6'1", and I have plenty of headroom, and we have this beautiful glass panoramic roof, which makes it feel much, much more open back here. You got some pockets, some AC. This is a holdover from TARDIS, our last Model 3 garbage bag. And then these are heated seat, folks, with a center console. Okay, let's check out the front. All right, we're gonna get in on the passenger side here. As you can see, lots of room. I keep my bag in here. Look at this, folks. More storage under there. You can put another one of these bins under the driver's seat as well. You've got your pockets there, glove box, center console, goes down very deep, couple cup holders, another center console, and you can purchase this aftermarket little tray. Let's pop the frunk. Just as easy as that. I hit the little button. We come out here. And there's our frunk, folks. Look at all that room as well. What do I keep in here? Well, I keep my work stuff. I always carry an extension cord. I carry my mobile charging equipment. And then we usually carry a couple bags for people that are down on their luck. So if we see someone that needs help on a street corner, we give them out. One's for men, one's for women, with you know, clean clothes, a little bit of food, and hygiene products. And that, folks, is Amos. Again, Amos is a 2022 Model Y Performance on 21-inch dubs. It's got bigger brakes. Gross vehicle weight, folks, on this is just a hair under 6,000 pounds. Just a hair under 6,000 pounds. These are some of the safest cars that you can purchase. They have an extremely, extremely good National Highway Transportation Safety Administration rating. They are almost impossible to roll over, and you just, for the money, you can't beat them. They're just incredibly safe. So hopefully you enjoyed this little walk around of our family's Tesla Model Y. Hopefully you get a little better idea that shouldn't be intimidated by these BEVs. Tesla and other manufacturers' electric vehicles are simply the latest generation in a future that is coming. And I think anybody can get into them and use them. You just got to take a little time to learn the ins and the outs. So again, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I would love some suggestions for things you would like to see. I do believe we are going to be doing a full self-drive around Chuckanut really soon. And I'm going to be doing a video on charging, like I said. So see you on the next time.